right, guys. Welcome to My Kind of Convo. I'm your host, Criss.
I am your co-host for today, Kim.
Isn't it like every
episode
Yes.
without fail.
Yes.
Without fail.
I was about to say.
I haven't taken a hiatus yet.
Today, Criss, she won't be with us this episode. She's taking a small hiatus, but she'll be back very soon. But she hasn't left us without anything, so we definitely will have a conspiracy theory for everyone.
We're gonna still have Criss's corner,
of course, or
conspiracy.
I think we're still figuring out what we're calling it.
We have so many names for this segment.
Episode corner. What it like?
Well, it was Criss cat. It was something. It was something. But it's still gonna be here.
Yeah,
that's what we're trying to say.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
All right,
We're still having her segment.
Right, it's still here.
It's still there.
She's here in spirit.
She is. But thank you to all our listeners, as usual, for tuning in. And for any new listeners, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. We hope you like the topics today. We have some exciting topics. I'm excited about mine. I know you're excited about yours. So we're just going to, once again, just jump right into it.
Let's dive in.
All right. So
what's happening?
I read this on an article.
Are we reading articles now?
Well, yeah. Reading, as you know, I always say it's fundamental. So yes,
reading is definitely. Please reread your things. Reading is fundamental.
Yeah.
Okay. If the question is, we going to Tommy's house, whose house we going to? Tommy's.
I was about to say Alfred's.
See?
But I didn't read it. I listened to what you said.
That's horrible. Where did you get Alfred from Tommy?
I was just saying. I'm just saying.
Oh my gosh. But no, you know what that brings me? I'm so sorry because we're supposed to go into your topic. But that brings me up to that segment when I said, what is Popeye famous for? And what did you say?
Oh my gosh. Stop. Okay. Look.
Now, there should have been a follow-up question, okay?
All right. I'm okay with being judged on this because I judged myself. She definitely asked me, what is Popeye's favorite food?
Yes. What is Popeye's favorite food? Okay?
I definitely said chicken.
Now, this is showing our ages a little bit, but damn, Popeye didn't eat no chicken. And if his chicken was bouncing out of a can, I would have been so upset. But please.
Well, chicken does. They do have chicken in a can.
Let me explain something. I've seen the whole chicken in a can. That ain't
but that's not what Popeye
That's not what Popeye ate. Popeye's favorite food, if nobody knows, I don't care if you're showing your age, Popeye's favorite food is spinach. All right? Let's be real.
Okay, I think what the whole issue was, I said it with mad confidence.
It was the confidence for me. It was when I looked at her and the confused look on my face, and it was the confidence.
Me, and I was like, wait, no. Spinach.
We ain't talking about the restaurant.
And you were like, what the? Because if y'all haven't seen the Family Feud episode with Sister Soldier, is very confident in her response. It says chicken. I was right there with her. I was feeling her blonde moment. I was there with her. My bad. It's my bad.
No. Spinach.
Yeah.
All right.
Spinach. I look, guys, I judged myself. I'm okay with that. So don't look at me that way.
The face. Like, I can't. And it
I
was
accept
full
my
of
mistakes.
chicken. What? Taking you back to 1992. Like, I'm done. Popeye was out before
I
that.
accept my fault. I'm not perfect.
Robin Williams don't even know what you talking about.
My face is hurting.
I'm done.
Stop.
Over it. Chicken.
I'm going to breathe this one through.
Chicken.
But yeah, so again, reading is fundamental.
Spinach. Reading and listening.
I'm done. Yes.
It's fundamental.
So yes, I read this article.
All right. I'm here. I'm with you.
I read this article and it was I was pretty surprised by this because and if anyone else has experienced this, I need to hear your story. It is crazy. Okay. So there's this TikToker. Her name is Erica.
Erica.
And she learned about, it's called the penny method. She learned about it.
What we pennying?
All right.
Because I got a lot of pennies.
Right. So she learned about it from a friend of hers. So here's what it is.
Okay. I'm here. I'm here for it.
Yes. So here's what the penny method is. You basically have to imagine that you're going out, like, we're going to use $100 bill to equate to 100%. Okay? So you get it. You get it, right? So $100 equals 100%.
Gotcha.
So basically what happened is, in the beginning stages of dating, you want to treat your partner to the best, right? You want to put your best foot forward. So you would spend hundreds of dollars on them, right?
Okay.
On the first date,
Yeah.
right? By putting in $100 bill, you know, you're like, all right, you know, the girl or your partner, they're mostly saying girls and guys. Let's just put it that way. So the girl is like, okay, all right, I got you. But a guy is saying that he doesn't always want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like for the rest of whatever, this dating period, relationship, whatever. So what they eventually do is they'll decrease it to $90. So you know how they've been spending money is 100, 100. Now they're going to decrease it to $90.
Okay.
Now she's going to feel the decrease in effort, but that's only 10%. Right?
So it's only 10%, but it's all right. I still got 90%
Right.
of what I want.
So she tries to bring it up. She's going to sound crazy. That's what they're saying. So it's like, oh, I feel the decrease. I see the decrease, but it's like, oh, if I say something, I'm going to sound like a bitch.
Oh, I get it.
I'm not going to say anything, right? So now this is where it gets crazy. The next thing the guy does is they'll bump it back up to $95. So 95%.
So they're giving a little bit.
Right. So now instead of feeling like she lost $5, which is how she would feel if she went directly from 100 to 95, suddenly she feels like she's gained $5 or she's gained 5% in the relationship. But you're still putting 5% less effort. So even though you went from 100 to 90, then, you know, she's feeling like, well, I'm feeling this decrease. And then, so you're like, you know what, I'm going to bump it up to 95. Now she's feeling like, oh, I gained. Oh, he's putting some effort in.
A little bit of effort.
Okay.
A little
all
bit
right.
of effort.
But he's still 5% less than where we started.
Where we started at. Oh,
right.
man.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
But so basically, they keep doing this cycle.
But it keeps decreasing.
And weaning her off effort until it gets to the point where you're just giving her pennies and she's excited to receive a nickel.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes, this is called the penny method. So it'll go from 90. All right, so now we're at 95%, right? We're at $95. We're at 95%. Then they'll decrease it to 85. And then the 85, I'm feeling like, whoa, what is up? Then you bump it back up to 90. Now I'm feeling like, all right, at least he's trying. So it's like, he stopped washing dishes. He's not washing dishes. Then, you know, then I'm like, you know, one day he washes dishes. Now I'm like, oh my God, he washed the dishes. Oh my God. All right. You know, he washed the dishes like 2 days out of the week compared to where he was washing it like every other night. Now he's doing it too. Okay. All right. Now he's gone back to not washing the dishes. And then he's now washing dishes once a week. You know what I'm saying? Now he just keeps pushing the line until I'm like, to the point where I'm like, every once a year he's not washing the dishes. I'm feeling like, well, at least he did something.
It's definitely that instance of you wanting something. And I'm sorry, but we are speaking from a female's perspective.
Yeah.
So,
well, this is how they put it. So I'm not going to say that this is only secluded.
It's not
to a heterosexual relationship.
It
but
goes
the
to all
way it was written and presented in the article was through a heterosexual way. So this could be amongst any types of relationship.
It you know what?
But,
It's the thing
you
is,
know.
it's not just relationships. It's also sister relationships.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
also family relationships.
Yes, you're right. Yes.
It is. It doesn't only go towards that, because there are many aspects. This could even be a colleague relationship,
A roommate.
relationship. Oh my gosh, let's not even go there.
Roommate.
All right.
Yeah.
This can be put to many
School.
other types of relationships.
Like when you're in group projects.
Don't even get me started. I do not do group projects. I will not do group projects ever.
I hated group projects.
I will do the whole project on my own and put your name on it.
Yeah.
Do not put me in a group project, because you're not going to message me till 3 days before. Oh my God, I was supposed to write a paper. Don't talk to me.
Yeah. But specifically in this context.
In this context, we're doing as a romantic relationship.
Right.
And I have to speak from a female's perspective, and I've seen this multiple times where it's I really want them to do this, and they don't. So it brings you down to say that 70%.
Yep.
But then they do that one thing that one day.
Yeah.
They showed up. You back at 80, my dude, and you happy.
Yes. But it's like you as the female are happy because you're surprised of the effort
that he did,
that you know what, that you were
did.
Expecting before, because when you first started the relationship, you were
you couldn't get them to stop texting you. You couldn't
right.
get them to not be on the phone with you. You couldn't figure out, oh my gosh, this is what they're doing all day, every day. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right.
No. Now, say you've been in a long term, yourself, you're at a 50%. You take the littlest 2 pennies.
But that's what they're saying.
That's what they're
saying. Getting
you have been broken down to that
2 pennies. That nickels. Like that was the part that blew my mind. And that
nuts.
Nickels look good to us.
That is nuts. But then when you flip it and a female has had enough, and she starts putting you the other side.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I start giving you the same energy that you're giving me, and you start feeling it.
Oh yeah.
But I just started after you started. What then?
Oh, don't. Don't.
Oh, everything's. The world has ended.
Don't tell them that. Oh no, you're wrong.
You are wrong.
Oh, you're wrong.
You should have never done that.
Yeah, but here's the thing, and I'm only speaking from my own.
I have to speak from my own perspective. This is my own opinion.
Because I would love to hear you guys. From my own perspective, I'm the kind that if I'm being given something, I will turn around and let you know, like, that's not going to happen. Number one. But number two, if I was to flip the script, I don't do it slowly. It's literally 150 or nothing. Like, for me, I am dropping percentages hard, because it's like, why am I gonna? And that would be the frustrating part for me. Yeah, it would be like, why am I giving so much more into this? Why am I giving $100? Why am I giving 100%? Why am I giving all the effort to turn around and be given less than that? For what?
It's true. But that also brings me back, like, to that saying that they're like, oh, a relationship is 50-50. A relationship is not 50-50. It's 100-100.
Not even. I watched something where, and I have to agree with this. There are going to be times where in a relationship you're at 100 and he's at 50.
I've seen that. Yes.
And
you got to pull that extra.
You are at 100, so you have to fulfill or try to help him out with his 100. Yes. You know what I'm saying? The goal is 100 for both of us. He can't fully be at 100 because he's at 50. You're going to have to pick up for his part. There's going to be times where you're at a 20 and he's at a 80.
He got to pick up.
He's going to have to pick up for you, because we can't fully all be 100-100. We all can't fully be 50-50. We can't be, it's going to be times where you can't do for you. You can't pick up for you. It's hard. Yeah. And that other person, the reason you have them in your life is not only because you love them, but they're there for your support and to be there for you when you're at your lowest. When you can't hold yourself up, they should be there to help hold you up. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, I agree. Yeah, we should be either 100, 150, but there are going to be times where our scales, we fluctuate. And ladies, and this is across the board, ladies.
Across the board. You fluctuate every other day.
Especially, and my non-gendered, non-binary and everyone. But those of us that have reproductive organs, we experience hormones that are out of this world. every month we are back, forth, up, down, left, right. We have 4 weeks in the month where our personalities change from week to week based on our hormones alone. So there are times where I am at a high and there are times where I'm at a low, and my partner is just going to have to roll with me.
Roll with the punches.
And when I'm at my low, I'm hoping that he can be there to pick me up. When he's at his low, I'll be there to pick him up. You get what I'm saying? So I understand what you're saying. But this penny thing, this blows minds.
Woo.
When I read it, I was like, this can't be real.
And it's very real.
Yeah.
It's very real.
Yeah. And they're using this. Like, this is like the warning behind the article is just to be careful, especially in this dating world. Like, you're being suckered and you don't even know it. They're literally running, because the person that she was talking to admitted to having had done it themselves. They said in the past, but they're not trying to embarrass themselves. But the fact is, they've said that they've used it, and it's like, well, damn, what could have, like, what was the reasoning to put somebody through that?
What is the reasoning to break a person's psyche so far down when they're going through their own mental instability? Especially, you have no idea what someone's going through on a day-to-day basis. And then, especially if you've just started a relationship, that's already stressful.
Yeah.
So
new relationships
are stressful.
Yeah.
All right. I got to be on top of my game in a new relationship. All right. So it's like,
until you're comfortable enough, because you're both learning each other.
Yes.
Until you're comfortable enough to.
What would make you think, okay, all right, I got them. Now let me break them down.
Right.
That's not someone caring about somebody else.
No, definitely not.
That's somebody wanting to break you and that's not even molding.
Right.
That's not molding.
Well, it's kind of is.
Molding. You know what? It's like
their
it's a weird manipulation.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what I want to say. It's a weird manipulation, because if I care about you enough, I want to build you up, not break you down.
Yes. Yes.
And I would never want someone to do this.
Like, it's hard because, we have a small circle of very strong women.
Yeah.
Very brilliant women. And if, to see a strong person be broken down by someone just because that person wants to do less effort in a relationship, it would mind boggle me. It would blow my mind, because it would be like, how did you go from being this, graduate, master degree, successful business woman, with a path and doing this, and you're on the path to doing what you need to do, living on your own, blah, blah, blah. You get somebody who then slowly does this to you. Where would you be at the end of that? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, trust at that point is very...
But then it's always, you breaking up with me for a stupid reason.
Right, because we're crazy.
Because I've lost my mind.
You
ain't never gonna find nobody.
Because when I start to realize that I'm only getting nickels on a penny off a penny, then I'm the crazy one.
I'm the one who's done wrong. I'm the one that's delusional.
Right. When you've been manipulating me down to this point.
For X amount of time.
Right. And got me here.
Oh,
and now I'm accepting
any and every little. You made me breakfast. You got me a cup of tea with my favorite sugar.
Right.
Ooh, you turned the light off.
He brought me a flower.
One, he just picked it.
A flower
from the side of the road.
Oh yeah,
from the side. Didn't think about me. Oh,
right. Like, it's
took the dog out.
So I had to talk about this.
Because
I just, but like you said, I didn't even think about it in the context of so many parts, like friends and roommates and people you meet, jobs,
yes,
coworkers.
I mean, if you put it towards friends, you have that one toxic friend. Everybody got that one toxic friend. All right. Now this friend, ain't nobody really like this friend. But this friend, they always be like, and they're like, yo, invite me out. But you invite, nah. Who gonna be there? Nah, I don't want no problems. What do you mean? Well, this one, you know, they talk about me. In this one, they got their mama, sisters, brothers, uncles, TT's mama on me. And you like, no. But then that one friend was the one friend that remembered that your dog passed 6 years ago on that day yesterday and texted you. And you're like, all right.
But it's like
I got you.
the less effort in the friendship. You know what I'm saying? Like if you keep reaching out and then, you know, slowly by slowly they start to disappear. It's like, oh my goodness. But you still keep reaching out or like giving less
want you
effort.
here.
Yeah. But they're not
It's a
giving the
one-sided
same
friendship.
they're not giving the same effort back that you're giving or trying to continue. You know, and that's where you're kind of
Or
like,
we hear you on the high holy days.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
It's like going to church. I'm sorry, but it is. It's like going to church. Now you there on high holy days. So whichever church you go to, the church giving you 100%.
Yeah.
You giving the church 10. Your tithes is only 10%.
On the high holy days.
On the high
'Cause
holy
you're not
days,
going
all right?
every Sunday.
We're not going every Sunday. It's only on the high holy days and
Sorry,
10%.
Jesus.
Sorry, we Jesus. Besides all the high beings out there, you know.
But no, yeah, it's interesting to think that's something I'll have to like really think about more. Like just this method being utilized not just in the dating world, but just in general in different aspects of life.
It works. Oh,
Crazily.
It's crazy.
But yeah,
I love that they put it towards relationships, but thinking of jobs, thinking of all of this, and it blows minds.
yeah.
Sorry, that's such a New York term. It blows my mind.
Yeah. No, it does. And, you know, it's something that, you know, people are going to, I think, be more conscious of because now, you know,
It's
she
like
spoke about
quiet
it.
quitting. You know, when everybody was very on quiet quitting.
Mm-hmm.
This is something with relationships everyone's going to be a lot conscious of, especially because a lot of people are meeting more people online.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So you honestly don't really, you know this person, but you don't really know this person from other people. So this is a brand new person.
Yeah,
and they're
it's going to be a new red flag.
Correct.
It's going to be a new red flag. So, you know, what do you guys think about this penny method? It was definitely my first time hearing about it. This is definitely something that's interesting. Again, it was through TikTok by Erica Tam.
Shout out to Erica for giving that, you know, putting it out there.
Yeah. So, like, definitely. And it was a BuzzFeed
A BuzzFeed article.
So
BuzzFeed be doing it. I'm telling you. All right.
So
let me just say,
just a
I
mini
still
shout
be
out
looking
to BuzzFeed. But yeah, what do you guys think about this method? Have you experienced it in any aspect of your life? It's definitely something I would love to hear more about. And you know, is it something that you think will continue or die out eventually? Just you know,
Send us a message.
We want to
Get
hear.
us on our socials.
Yeah. Hit us up on our Insta, our Facebook. You can even hit us up on X and TikTok and just let us know what you think.
All right. So I'm going to go. So in my little corner this week, this section, we're going to do a very interesting Am I the Asshole?
Okay.
So the title, Am I the Asshole for poisoning roommate who ate my food without my permission and ending up in the ER?
The fact that they had to ask if they were the asshole for poisoning, I don't want to prejudge.
Well, poisoning is in quotations.
Okay.
All right.
I don't want to prejudge. But when you use poisoning and MI, yeah.
And ER.
And ER, I don't think this is going well for you. But okay.
All right. Let's listen to
dive
it out.
in.
Let's
Yeah.
dive in. All right. I, 19 male, recently moved into a shared place and there's someone who keeps stealing my food. At first I thought it was just a mistake, but even my leftovers were being eaten. It was very clear that the person was doing it on purpose. I spoke to my housemates about how I would just prefer to be asked first if they were nonchalant about it, and none of them admitted to doing it. And I haven't caught anyone in the act, so I was just tried to ignore it as it was only happening every couple of days or so. A few days ago, I came home from work with a carton of eggs that I found while dumpster diving and some bread. I wanted to give the eggs the water test first before eating them, just to make sure that they were safe to consume. But I was too tired and went to bed early without eating. The next day, I found out that one of my housemates got so sick he ended up having to go to the emergency room. My eggs were not in the fridge where I left them, but I saw the carton and shells in the trash, and my bread was opened. I had a hunch that it was him because there was a possibility that the eggs had gone bad, but it was also annoyed at the fact that he helped himself to my food without asking. When he came back, I asked him if he had eaten my eggs and bread, but he denied it. I then said, okay, but I hope whoever ate them doesn't get as sick as you did because I found the eggs in the dumpster. His face immediately dropped, and he looked visibly uncomfortable. He got angry and went from saying that he may have consumed the food by mistake, as he wasn't paying attention and doesn't exactly remember, and accusing me of poisoning him. He said that it's a health hazard to bring such food in communal spaces without warning everyone first, as it's not uncommon for people in shared spaces to eat each other's food by mistake. He hasn't spoken to me since then, and my housemates are siding with him and called me disgusting for doing that. A part of me feels like I wasn't wrong because they were my eggs that I had fully intended on eating, and I didn't think I had to warn people against eating food that didn't belong to them. But I also do feel bad and guilty that he got sick. So, please tell me if I was in the wrong. Just to clarify, because I see comments that suggest that I may have done it on purpose, I didn't. I have been dumpster diving for some of my food recently, so I have fully intended on eating it, just like I had been eating the food that I have been finding while dumpster diving. I try to exercise caution, and thankfully it hasn't made me sick. But had he not eaten it, I was probably going to end up in the ER myself. Talk to me. Talk to me.
Okay, so
there's many bad things that happened in
there's
this
so
post.
many bad things. All right, I don't think they're the asshole. Okay,
Right.
only because, and this is the only reason, and this is going based off what they said in their post.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't what I believe they did. This is what I'm going based off what they said. I don't know this person from a hole in the wall, so I can't.
These are all from Reddit.
Yeah,
so
I
these
can't-
some of them are anonymous, some of them are not.
It's interesting how people go a step further and say, no, you did do it, but how would you know? You don't know this person either.
Right.
So we have to go based off the information we're given.
Yes.
Based off what this person is
Based off
saying,
fact.
that they got this food for themselves.
Yes.
The intention was for themselves. They didn't write Tom, Dick, and Harry on the eggs and said, this is for y'all. Or left a note and said, hey, guys, or, in a WhatsApp chat, you know how we do in our household, we'll, like, if I'm cooking, I'll literally write, all right, guys, I'm cooking tonight. This is what I'm cooking. This is for everybody. Or I bought some stuff.
Communal.
I'm going to leave it in the fridge if you want. It's for everybody. That's how I do for everybody in the house. They didn't do that. They didn't say or leave a note or say to everyone, hey, guys, I got some stuff. It's in the fridge. Y'all can have it.
I got some eggs
this
and bread.
This wasn't an announcement.
Right.
It was clear as day that they got this stuff for themselves. So you taking it upon yourself to go touch somebody else's stuff because you know what happened? You didn't buy it. You didn't grab it. You didn't put it in the fridge for you.
Correct.
No, you took the time to go and grab this person's stuff. You are the asshole.
And you kept doing it.
You killed yours. You were killing yourself.
But this is what boggles me. You kept doing it. The poster, the author, definitely brought everyone together and said, hey, someone's been eating my food.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
And you didn't admit it.
And
Clear as day.
can you like stop? And said no.
Yeah.
Then when you got
So it was
sick,
addressed. It was at least addressed.
it was
one
at
time.
least addressed before. When you got sick by eating the food, because it does seem like this poor kid, he's 19, he's in a communal area, he's dumpster diving for food. He don't make a lot of money, clearly, and he probably doesn't work in food.
He probably is putting most of his money towards the rent to stay with a roof over his head.
Correct. So got some eggs. You know, he was tired,
Right.
not thinking that someone is going to go and eat my food.
Right.
So you got sick. You went to the ER.
Yeah.
And first off, number one, why the heck you cooking eggs that late at night?
Truth.
So you waited for me to go to bed.
You know what? I'm not gonna make a prejudgment, but I'm just gonna say, probably didn't have any other food in the kitchen, in the fridge.
In the fridge. Yeah.
Because you apparently, that person probably didn't have food, just like this guy didn't have food.
Right.
So was hungry and went after their food, not knowing that, well, that food is their food. Or, knowing it's their food, but not knowing where they were getting the food from.
Correct. So if you had and the thing is, this person brought it up, all of this, then you eat the food, you went to the emergency room. Then when they figure, oh, dang, it was my eggs.
Yeah.
Probably wanted to apologize.
Yeah.
Brought it up, said, hey, did you eat my food?
And then, you lied.
And then you lied
In his face.
again.
Right. No, you lied. But then when it was confronted that where it came from, then you're like,
I may have eaten it.
but it was disgusting. Why would you bring food up in here? No, we're not going to do this manipulation game. We're not going to do that. I don't have to justify where I get my food from. That's my food. That's my food, point blank, period. It doesn't even matter where I got it from. The fact that you touched it, if I didn't say where I got it from, you would have never said anything. You wouldn't have known. You would have never even been like none the wiser.
Let me tell you
that's
something.
what happened.
That's what happened. It happened to you. What did we have? Qdoba. It was in the fridge for those 2 days, and a certain person ate your food.
All right, guys.
The anger.
Before we continue with that line of discussion, I want you to know I was working a job where, and a lot of you can relate to this, where you don't eat certain foods at certain times because it may upset your stomach or it's just not a good time. It's a heavy food. I had Qdoba the night before.
I had ordered you that Qdoba too.
I was like, all right, I'm gonna have a light breakfast. I'm gonna have a light lunch. But when I come home, I'm going to tear that Qdoba up. I was looking forward to it. It was so good the night before. And I came home.
Now, I didn't eat the food. All right. I had my own Qdoba.
Hard in my fridge for my food. And I'm like, I was like, Kim, where's my food? And she was like, I don't have it. Just for a certain person that was here for a short stay, be like, they had my food and they were eating it, and asked if I wanted some of my own food. The fire that raged in my eyes. Have you ever felt more than just the sparter kick on the inside? I felt that so strongly, but it was so much more forceful. The rage in me, it wasn't godly. It wasn't religious. No. It was the fires that were in, and I ain't gonna see where, but we all know from where, that were flame boiling inside my body. And all I can do is keep my composure and say,
because you was tired too. You just got home from
no
work.
worries.
And
It's
then I
okay.
offered, I was like, do you want me to order you another bowl?
No, because it wasn't the same. It wasn't going to be the same. And I don't mind. Like, they probably would have made it close. But sometimes this Qdoba be touch and go. Sometimes we be getting our orders totally different than what we put in. So the fact that they actually got it completely right that night, and it was so dang good. And this person had the audacity, the audaciousness to touch up on my food and eat it. Man, don't touch my food. Like, that is the one thing. Like, don't touch my food. If I'm eating and you want some, by all means, yeah. If I put it away in the fridge and I know that I'm coming back to it, Don't touch my. Call me. Hit me up. Text me. Smoke signal. Morse code. I'll take any other language to find out what you're trying to tell me is, can I have some of your food? I would have said yes. I don't. Yeah. But when I'm looking for, at least I know I'm coming back to something still. But to come back and see her digging in my food.
And she was enjoying that food.
Man. Don't touch my foods. I'm sorry, and I have to say this. I don't care where they got their food from. That was their food. Point blank, period. I'm not saying, and look, y'all could judge me. I don't care. When I've looked at a lot of TikToks, a lot of people have been doing it lately, especially with the economy we're living in now. I do not judge anybody. There was once upon a time where we were living off of whatever, we had in our fridge, crackers, cheese. There was a point in my life where I barely ramen, not even ramen too was just even sometimes a luxury. We got help at that time from people I can never thank enough in my life. And so I will never judge somebody for where they get their food or how they're surviving or how they're getting by, because you don't know what it took or what it takes to sacrifice to get to where you need to be in your life. And if this is what he's going through to get him to where he needs to be in his life, then so be it. So I am not going to pass judgment on this person for where he gets his food. And I'm very disgusted by his roommates for even
taking the other person's side.
Not even just taking their side, but just passing judgment on him.
Yeah.
Like if you were real roommates and you would really get to know who you're living with, then you would understand what their situation, point blank, period. So that's just on that topic. But to take his side because they felt that he was food poisoned, and not looking at the side of it where this man ate his food, point blank, period. He touched his stuff. I don't care how communal the area is. Like, that, it was my stuff. Are you okay with me sleeping in your bed because it's a communal area? Are you okay with me touching up on your stuff and utilizing your stuff and wearing your clothes and jumping around your area and going in your drawers and using your paper and using your stuff? Is that okay because it's a communal area? Let's not just stop at the fridge. If we're going to use that as a reason for you to eat my food, then let's use all the stuff that everyone's got. Let me use your toothbrush. Let me use your soap. Let me use your towel. It's communal. If that's the logic that we're going to use, it's communal. I'm going to run around saying it's communal.
I'm done.
It's communal. You know what I'm saying? Don't play with me. If that's the logic you're going to use with me, guess what the logic's going to be then? It's communal, bro.
So sad to be you.
So sad.
Don't touch other people's things.
Yeah. And it should have been a lesson learned for this person, instead of them turning around and using it as a way to make this person look and feel bad about their situation. Like, come on. That to me, no. So, no, I don't think they're an asshole. And for people to say, like, again, just going based off of what he was saying, I can't go further into it. But, if they say, I think they poisoned him, how? He didn't put a letter on the eggs that said this is for everybody. Do you get what I'm saying? It wasn't something he said, hey guys, the egg's in the fridge, anybody and everybody can use it. He didn't say that. So I don't see how they could say, well, you try to purposely poison them. But I also have seen reels and TikToks where people have caught other people touching their stuff. And rightfully so, they are tired. If they have addressed the situation, they have told people, stop touching my food. They put letters on their food to say, Crystal, Kim, please don't touch, please don't take, blah, blah, blah. And you're still taking it. You know what? It's on you.
It's on you.
I've seen people eat food where it had hot sauce in it. Good luck, bruh. Or there was a guy, they put a condom. He bit into the sandwich.
Or it's like
condom in it.
A lot of people do it in offices with their milk and they keep stealing the milk. One girl was like, oh, you want to steal my milk? No problem. She put the creamer was in there, but it also had a laxative. Yep. Milk of magnesia.
Guess what's happening?
You go into the bathroom
all day long.
Mm-hmm. You can't stop. You gotta go home.
All day.
You gotta go home.
Yeah.
Don't touch people food, especially don't touch people food.
Yeah.
That's happened to me at work before, and I was so tight.
Right.
Like, you took my food, the ones I brought home, and I put it in the fridge. I never put my food in the fridge at work ever again after that.
Yeah, no.
I said, my food, I don't care if it has to be refrigerated. It'll get a little warm. It'll be all right.
Yeah.
I got to warm it up in the microwave anyway.
Yeah.
I never put my food back in there.
I never understood the concept of people taking other people's food, because it was like, you don't know where they got it from.
What they eat, their dietary.
You don't know how they make their food. Come on, people. We know that you can't eat from everybody. So why would you
from everybody?
eat?
If you don't know on TikTok, y'all know that.
And I'm not saying people are all, this is the case with all people, but in general, I always just think logically, if I don't know how it was made or where it came from, or they didn't tell me, I'm not touching it. It's not mine, and I'm not going to touch it, point blank, period. So you don't know who or how they made. They could have been made from their uncle who made their sandwich, their food, and you don't know if that uncle is sick,
and then you
got
took
something,
my Tupperware too.
Right. No. You don't know how people's foods are made. You don't know where they got it from. I don't care how good it looks. It might look delicious. It's not yours. Keep your hands off.
That's it.
So no, I don't think the OP there was the original poster was the asshole. I do think that they need to probably look for a new place, because if that is how people are going to act, or their roommates are going to act in a blink of an eye, then they're not the people to be around. Because that just sounds like it's going to turn into a really toxic situation. And then I feel like they're going to start really judging them if they continue to see food from them in their food. And they could probably get the best food from like the dollar store, and it still would probably be judged.
Yep.
So, yeah. I'm feeling for the OP, and I really hope that their situation gets better.
All right. That was my corner.
What did you guys think about that?
Seriously, like, do you think the original poster is in the right? Or do you think the roommates were right? That it's a communal area. Mm-hmm. Food is food. Everybody eats. Everybody eats.
True. Let us know.
Alrighty. So, for Criss's Conspiracy Corner.
CCC.
She's left us a little baffled here.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about it. I got to act like her for a second. We're going to talk about it. So going through and looking at things, how about, this is a huge conspiracy and it's been going on for years. At least 30 years.
Oh, okay.
The Simpsons predicting the future.
Oh my gosh. Wild.
Like,
scary wild.
It's scary wild.
Yeah. Like they're walking around like Nostradamus.
Yes.
Like in cartoon form.
Isn't it Nostradamus?
Nostradamus. Don't judge me. Nostradamus, whatever it is.
Like, this has been going on since season 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
This show has been on the air since 89.
Mm-hmm.
So what, almost 35 years.
Yeah.
And they have, at least every season, they have predicted at least one thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Scary.
And some of it I would say, all right, maybe they saw the episode and got like inspiration.
No.
Like I would say like Gaga's episode. She did an episode of The Simpsons. And I think it was like the following year or something like that. She did her, I think it was an awards show based off that episode. Mm. People are saying, oh no, she got the idea from The Simpsons. She didn't. Mm. This was in production like 2 to 3 years prior.
Oh, snap. So that's them predicting.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it's like, I
Who
don't know what Matt Groening is doing.
He's talking to somebody. He is literally referencing a Mayan calendar that we have not seen.
Right.
He is literally getting it from a psychic somewhere. I don't know what is happening, but they're getting it from somebody is literally feeding them future
and drawing
stuff.
It.
Yeah. And they're drawing
like there is a recent one with this presidential election with saying Donald Trump was running in 2024. This episode was out back in like 2003.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that was the one I was just thinking of too, which, back then we were all thinking, never in a million years.
He's on TV
never in a million years.
You're fired.
Guess what? We were all wrong.
We're all wrong. Everybody was wrong.
It was literally a real prediction.
Yes. So I wanted to bring up a couple of these that you know.
Yeah.
So the Trump 2024 was predicted back in 2015.
Still
There was
crazy.
no way he was thinking about running in 20. I can't say that. Maybe he was. Maybe he watched the episode. But it wasn't even that he was in the episode. It was just a sign.
Oh, shoot.
It wasn't even about that episode.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with the episode.
That's crazy.
All right. So another one is Disney buys 20th Century Fox.
Okay. Okay. That is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But again, we all know the mouse was going to take over the world.
Yes.
I'm just going to let y'all know that.
The mouse going to take over.
Y'all can fight me in the comments. I'm a Disney head.
Now,
Look at the empire. I'm so sorry to sidetrack. Look at the empire Disney has grown. I mean, Star Wars is under Disney. Fox is under Disney. ESPN is under Disney. Hulu is under. ABC is under. They are growing. It is the Disney cult. I'm so sorry. I'm just saying. I ain't against them. But I'm just saying. Yep. Not everybody's a Disney head. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just saying they grow.
that was predicted back in 2014.
They've been predicting year to year.
I'm telling you. They've also predicted the underwater submersive emergency situation.
You mean the one that just happened?
Yes. It was season 7, episode 10. They went a couple of hours without oxygen underwater.
Get the fire out of here. I didn't hear that one.
So in the episode, we're going to talk about it because I have it here.
It's like
Homer
creepy
believes
sad.
a man named Mason to be his long lost father. The two embark on an underwater adventure and individual submarines to try and find the treasure of a sunken ship. Homer gets stuck in coral and his oxygen levels keep dropping. He loses consciousness and wakes up 3 days later in the hospital.
I don't know if that's like a
It's
prediction,
a little
but
bit of a push.
It is. I think it's just very, very, very coincidental that situation is in a Simpsons episode, and then we went through what we went through this year with the implosion, of the submarine that went down. But that's crazy. It is a little of a stretch, but it's not far
from
off
what actually happened.
what actually happened, which is sad. But
Sad
That's wild.
to their families. You know,
Yeah.
condolences. Another one: smartwatches and tech. Simpsons has been doing futuristic episodes for a very long time.
Oh yeah.
How is it that they predicted smartwatches back in season 6?
I feel like we were heading there anyway.
Yeah, but season 6 was back in like 1999.
But we were heading in this direction.
Come on.
Like Star Trek has us still trying to hologram ourselves
Truth.
everywhere, okay? Like, we're still trying to replicate food, okay? So I just feel like we were, like, Star Trek, they press the little thing on their chest, the tricorder, and they be talking to each other. So I
Who
feel
would have
like
thought
the
that would have been that way?
wasn't too far of a stretch.
Well, Gene Roddenberry was a genius of his time.
Oh yeah. So I don't feel like going the stretch of a watch is really that far off. Okay. Now, if they were so specific, where it was like Apple and watch and smartwatch, and then it would be like, okay, what's going on? But I don't feel like that was a stretch.
All right, here's another one. The U.S. wins gold in curling. They predicted that in season 21. And they was for their curling team in 2010. We actually won it in 2018.
Okay. I feel like we were bound to win it. At one
It
point.
had to happen at
I
one
just
point.
feel
or
like
another.
at some point we had to win. Now, can I try curling? That's what I want to do.
I wanna do that.
I want to at least try it once. It looks like an interesting sport for 2.5 seconds. You know, like it looks interesting enough to try it at least one time. But I just feel like we're eventually gonna win one. You know, I don't feel like that was.
It was
I don't
too much.
feel like that was too much.
So this one is covering up of the Michelangelo's David. It was censored back in season 2. So that was like 1990.
Okay.
Now back in 2016, they voted that Michelangelo's David needs to be censored.
Toss the whole world away. I'm sorry. This man has been standing there nude practically
Since Michelangelo did it.
You know what I mean? Since he did it, how many people have watched the statue, have gone their entire life knowing a naked David? Entire lives. Just to turn around and be told, like, okay, can't have this nudie man out here all this time. We gotta censor it. Come on now. That's art. What you know, like, I go to a museum, I see more nakedness there than I've seen it. Like, come on. Get out. There's a whole museum of sex. What are they going to do? Censor that? You worried about a whole statue? There are museums full of this stuff. Come on now. I just feel like people are being sensitive.
You see how you get upset?
I'm like, you be a little sensitive. Like, you're going to like, that statue's been around longer than my parents, longer than my grandparents, longer than my great-great-grandparents. Come on.
Yep.
Like, you're longer than a lot of my great-greats.
Great-greats.
Like,
it's a lot of greats in there.
Stop.
You're just so upset right now because you love art.
Yeah, I really do love art, and it's not about the nudity, but I'm just like, if this art has been here, cover up the Mona Lisa. She don't be smiling. Apparently, we talked about this in one of our episodes.
We did.
She ain't smiling. What are we looking at her for? What are we watching her for? Then if you gonna take one out, take out the others too.
Let's censor
Stop
it all.
looking at Van Gogh's little dots and lines on his things. Like, what is that?
Or we actually see his ear. Actually, you gotta cover all that.
Right. Oh yeah. Don't have a bloody ear up on there. Cover that. That's dangerous right there. Stop. You're going too far.
All right, last one I'm gonna pull out.
So sorry. So real.
So back in season 4, episode 8.
Yeah.
They Homer sued an all-you-can-eat restaurant. So in 2012 and 2017, people sued an all-you-can-eat restaurant.
Was it too much food?
Because they got kicked out for false advertising because it wasn't all you could eat. They ate all the food.
I'm confused.
The irony of it enough is that this did happen in Springfield, Massachusetts.
Wait a minute. So they went to go eat.
So in the episode, I remember this episode. Homer went to eat at an all-you-can-eat, but they eventually kicked him out, saying no more food.
Okay.
No, we have no more food.
Yeah.
Ironically, because people are people talking about food. Mm-hmm. These two people back in 2012 and 2017 went to, they don't know each other, an all-you-can-eat restaurant in Springfield, Massachusetts, and they were kicked out for eating too much food. So they sued the restaurant. I'm guessing it's 2 different restaurants. I did not look that far into it.
Okay.
For false advertising.
I don't know if I feel bad for the suit. I feel like unless there was a time limit, because I've seen that there
are a lot of places that put a time limit.
Like a 2-hour time limit.
I mean, we just went to an all-you-can-eat, and it was a 2-hour time limit. But they also did. We were only sitting there for an hour, and they was like, "Let me let y'all know right now. By 9 o'clock, this food gonna be disappeared."
Yeah, I mean, our reservation was later.
We had a late
reservation, so it made sense. We were closer to the closing time. I think if we had done it earlier, then we would have had a full 2-hour limit.
Correct.
So I did see that 2-hour limits and stuff. So I'm guessing these places didn't have a limit.
Well, 2012 and 2017, I highly doubt they had a limit.
Okay.
So it's considered false advertising.
I guess so. I guess that's on them. They should have been more specific about how long you could stay and eat and how much you can't eat. I guess. But not knowing that these people these people rolled up with bottomless stomachs. You know how like you go to Olive Garden, they got bottomless salad. So
they don't expect you to eat that much salad. They only expecting you to eat maybe 4 things of salad,
right? Or like Red Lobster, endless shrimp,
and the first course is the best one, but the second course.
I feel like Red Lobster. we had went to years ago, and it was endless shrimp, and we got our first course. We're like, okay, and we're like, all right, we want some more shrimp, and we ordered. They took over a half hour to bring us the second one. By the time they brought it, we were like, we don't even want it anymore. We don't even want to eat it.
It wasn't even cold.
At this point, I couldn't even get my endless shrimp. It was just like, yo, just pack it up and let me go. Because
I'm tired. I've been sitting here too long waiting for
45 minutes
some
for
shrimp.
more shrimp. It was like, no, I feel like they pushed it then. But, you know, like, we went recently. We couldn't.
And that was crazy. The way she brought... All right, we did place an order for the endless shrimp, all right? Stupid of me to do. But the lady was like, you want another one? Yeah, I'll take one more. Not crazy. She brought out 2.
She did.
Of every... She's like, what you want? That
That's
kind? I'm going to bring you 2 of each time. Like, I didn't know she was going to do all that. I asked Miss...
They were bottomless.
They was bottomless.
They were bottomless.
And then I was like, Miss, I'm going to just place an extra order for some biscuits. This lady brought out like 2 bags of biscuits filled.
Big up to that Red Lobster.
Yo, she got the best tip.
She really did. She was amazing.
She was amazing. Like Criss,
but she made sure we felt like it was bottomless.
We felt like it. It was quick too.
Yeah.
She was like, "I'm gonna put it in right now. Don't you worry."
I feel like if you're gonna have an all you can eat, you need like restrictions,
right?
So that the people know like you only have this amount of time.
Yeah.
You can, but in this time frame. You know what I'm saying?
We've recently we do a lot of buffets because it works for the people that we go with.
Yeah.
And it is always like a 2-hour window.
Yeah.
It's not like you can be here all day. Nah, they're not gonna let you. You think going to an all you can eat sushi place?
Yeah, no.
That's not gonna work.
No.
You're not gonna be there all day.
You know, I look at a lot of food competitors and
competitive
eaters, and they can eat. Man, they can eat. So when you got them rolling up into places that are all you can eat places, you better be prepared.
It's like when we saw what's her name, Rena.
Yeah,
she went to a Golden Corral.
Yeah, with a whole bunch of
other competitive eaters.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't know a Golden Corral here on the East Coast, we don't got it like that.
Oh, we do, but northeast. In the South.
Yeah, it's southeast.
More in the South. I think in Jersey too.
Is there a Golden Corral in Jersey?
I think so. I just feel like it's not New York.
So New York, we don't have a Golden Corral anywhere. Is there one?
Someone needs to
please point that out. But in New York, in the city areas,
yeah.
I have not seen a Golden Corral. Now you go to a Golden Corral, you pay one price. It's like $20 and a drink. Mm-hmm. And it's whatever you want to eat. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of food for a small price.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's a lot of food.
Yeah. And they're serving like things like Southern style, like fried chicken and roast and mashed potatoes and
steak, mac and cheese.
Like, like Southern home food or
home style
or soul food type like feel. Home style food, but it's all you can eat, and so it's they all went and rolled up in there, and they tried to eat them out. They didn't do it. They tried though. They really did.
They really did,
but it didn't work. I think Golden Corral was prepared for them.
Correct.
But I feel like in that instance, if there's no stipulation, then they're allowed to eat as much as they can in the sitting that they're there for.
Right.
Plain period. So I feel like if there wasn't a restriction from those 2 places, then I guess the lawsuit stands. Let me know if I'm right or wrong. So, it is what it is in that respect. But
and then I wanted to say there was a list. Hold on, and it was things that haven't come true yet
from
The Simpsons.
Are we waiting for it to come true?
So it's kind of like, oh, do you think this will come true kind of thing?
Oh, so now that some of the stuff has happened, now they're all like,
do you think this will happen? That's what it is.
Now it's like, we're using this show to predict stuff.
Right. So it's like,
I don't know how I feel about that.
One of them is a first female president.
I feel like that's eventual.
Yeah,
I feel like it's unavoidable at some point. We've gotten very
close,
especially with this last presidency.
Yep.
Our VP, she is the closest we've gotten to the Oval Office.
Yep.
As a whole, definitely before we had Clinton. So I feel like it's just been growing slowly, and I think it's eventual at some point.
I feel like it will.
I feel like it'll be in my lifetime.
I feel like if I'm, you know, I'm gonna be old, but I think it will happen.
Yeah, I feel like there's just no avoiding.
Like in our lifetime, if you put it this way, we are gonna be the only lifetime to see 3 monarchs in English rule. So going from God rest the Queen, Queen Elizabeth, now we have King Charles, and eventually we are, in my lifetime, most definitely gonna see King.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure.
I feel like there's just so many.
King Charles is like 70 something.
Okay, but then there's Charles, and then there's William, and then
there's Will.
George.
Yeah, we're gonna see William. So you have to think in this lifetime we're gonna see 3 monarchs. So we saw the Queen Elizabeth, we're seeing King Charles, and
then King.
It's gonna be King William,
And then King.
and then King. Then it's King George, but I doubt George is gonna be in my lifetime.
Oh, okay.
So in our lifetime, it's just gonna be those 3. So, and it's very, very
And then
rare for that to happen.
If he has a son, it's just gonna be. Kings.
It's gonna just keep
Just
going.
be
Yeah.
Kings. Like it was a blessing to be alive during a queen.
Oh, beautiful.
So knowing that we've lived in a time of a queen, and now there's just gonna be, we know for the next 3 generations coming up is straight kings.
Yeah.
Until George is old enough to
keep it going.
Or in certain instances where certain people gave up the throne and it got passed to the next, and we have already, the queen has already deemed it that Charlotte can be queen ahead of her younger brother. So
Correct.
it's already been set in place for that, but the likelihood isn't very high. But okay, so that I mean, I don't feel like that's a far off prediction.
There's a lot of these that I don't think
specifically when that'll happen.
Right.
I just
I
would
feel
like to know it would be in my
There's
lifetime.
a couple of these that are good. Like I'm gonna just name them off. Virtual reality food. We were just talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
Because with VR being so large as well right now, technology in the last 10 years is crazy.
Well, it's the way that 3D printers are now working. That they're building houses. Out of 3D printers, you know what I'm saying? So building a house, I mean, we're looking at how fast buildings are being built. Like the fact that they're building houses in a day and a half tops, that's wild. So I will not be surprised when they start making food out of 3D printers, and like the food is like food. It's going to start off weird, but at some point someone's going to perfect it where it's going to be like a replicator. For anyone who's a Star Trek head, you know what that is. For those of you that don't know what that is, basically it's like a microwave. You put in your food,
Just tell it what you want.
or you tell it what you want, and it just makes it for you. So.
I'm gonna do just 2 more here. ABC merges with several networks. I feel like this is about to happen.
Oh yeah, that's hands down already. I mean, look at what, like I just said it, Disney. Look at what Disney did. And I don't even feel like it's ABC. I feel like it's just a Disney thing. I mean, Star Wars is under
But
Disney.
honestly, look at Max. Max acquired Discovery.
They did.
Which plunged and they had to change everything.
Yeah, because we had HBO Plus.
Yeah.
And then they got rid of it, and we had Discovery separate through a friend, to that friend. But then when we got Max took over a lot of those and put it under. So it's like you don't even need Discovery Plus. Everything is under this umbrella now of HBO.
Max.
But then this is a lot of different networks with
Tons.
Plus.
It's TLC. It's Animal Planet. It's actual HBO. It's so many more.
But you have to look at who started it. Disney.
They're saying, well, this may not happen. But in the episode, it became CNBC. Oh no, sorry, CNNBCBS.
That's hilarious. BS is the part at the end that I like. Oh, that's hilarious. I just don't see. All right, here's the thing. I don't see ABC and NBC getting together.
Oh no.
There's like super rivals, and CBS be the third child.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. It's that CBS is like it's like CBS wants to get in the fight and they try, but no one cares about CBS.
Yeah.
Like we do care about CBS at night because they got some good shows at night. But other than that, in the day, we're like,
Yeah.
who?
Yeah.
You know, I was like, all right, that's the stepchild over there.
And the last one that is bound to happen, the colonization of Mars.
Oh, I'm waiting. I'm like half and half because it's like, if they can bring the rovers back every time they send them, I probably feel a little more comfortable. You know,
They keep disappearing.
I'm just like,
Something keep destroying them rovers,
like,
and
guys, something's not right. Something's not right over there. You know, so you guys keep sending these things and we ain't getting them back. I think they need to start sending probably some robots or something, because I mean, if the rovers ain't coming back, start sending like a human shaped robot at this time so we can see what's going on over there.
I mean, we got drones. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna work out there.
If they're gonna colonize Mars, they're taking their sweet time on doing it. You know, it's taking a while, so I don't think it's impossible. I just don't see it in my lifetime. But I think they need to start advancing it. And picking up the steps on it. But they probably are, and we're just not hearing about it.
Truth that, you know, NASA's supposed to be down at this point, you know.
Yeah, well.
But yeah, that's our conspiracy corner.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people do and don't watch The Simpsons, but you know, if you have heard of some of these things, what have you thought about it? What are your thoughts on these predictions that have surprisingly happened?
Been around for 30 years.
Or happened that we weren't expecting. What do you think? And, you know, especially now they're still doing episodes.
They on like season 35.
Yeah, so one of the longest shows around. So what do you think about all of that? Let us know in the comments. All right, so we're going to round this out with our recommendations. For me, I am going to recommend, I absolutely love this place. I go at least once a year. I started going in 2021. I've been there a couple times. It's called the William Vale Hotel. It is located in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. Williamsburg has definitely been like a large up and coming area in Brooklyn. It's really nice. It's very comfortable. It's very sweet. Very cool night place to really hang out. It has a really nice nightlife. It has a great day life. It gives you the feels of Manhattan, but in Brooklyn, and it's a really nice area. So one of the hotels is the William Vale Hotel. It overlooks, has views overlooking the whole of Brooklyn and the whole of the city. It is absolutely wonderful. I would just say very high class, very top of my list of best places to spend a night. And I recommend it as a place to just have a getaway. So as someone who is from the city, to be able to go there and just spend a weekend, it is worth it, even though the prices can be high. But if you look for the right places and the right times to purchase these prices, I promise you it is worth it. And Kim, I got her this year, and she absolutely loved it. A little getaway for her birthday. And they have so many amenities: a pool, spas. They have eat-in restaurants. Absolutely lovely. So it is one of my top hotel stays. So if you ever get a chance to stay, or ever get a chance to find a really good price for a mini getaway, I highly recommend the William Vale Hotel in Williamsburg, Brooklyn.
All right. So my recommendation kind of goes all the way back, and I got to bring it back to 2023. So I'm recommending Scott Pilgrim. So Scott Pilgrim first started off as a comic book by Brian Lee O'Malley. Amazing 6-part comic about Scott Pilgrim and his life trying to impress one person and, you know, get to know her, and going against her 7 evil exes.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely a great read. If you really enjoy the comics and want a little bit more, then you got Scott Pilgrim versus the World. starring Mary Elizabeth Armstead and
Michael Cera.
Michael Cera. For some reason, saw face, not name. Very great. Really love it. You got some Marvel people in there as well, Chris Evans and Brie Larson. So really great. And then recently, to just round it all off, we have a new series on Netflix called Scott Pilgrim Takes Off. So definitely a whole new take on the original plus the movie. It was just actually someone who's been reading this for a very long time. So much fun to read and watch and making me want to go back and reread again. But it was so great. Also, if you're a person, and I'm not that person because I did not get it, there is also a game, Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I have not played it. It is on my list, but it's also very good from what I understand from the ratings. But yes, Scott Pilgrim by Brian Lee O'Malley.
All right. Yes. Very good recommendations. So check those out if you can, if you're up for it. Again, we want some recommendations. We still haven't gotten any, but we can't wait to get some and try them out ourselves and let you guys know what we think about them. We would love to recommend them ourselves as well. So definitely hit us up on our Instagram, our Facebook, our TikTok, our X. We definitely comment, we definitely look them up, and we definitely get back to you. So we love everyone who comments, likes, subscribes, so please do that. Also, spread the word of our podcast. We really appreciate all those who have and we've gotten all our new listeners through them, so we appreciate that. So thank you guys again for listening to us. This has been
My Kinda Convo.
Talk to you guys later.